Jared, we appreciate your time here. Always good to see you at any point, but especially in training camp, because we're in that foundational period of the season. When you look at entering into year 10 and this team, what feels different?
Yeah, I think, for me being in year 10 and being in a new offense now and having the ability to kind of have my fingerprints on it feels good. It's exciting, and they give me, quite a bit of leeway to be able to put my input into it, give them ideas, and Johnny's been great to work with. He's super fun and charismatic and the whole thing, and he's big energy, and it's fun. He keeps it light, he keeps it fun, and is doing a good job.
John Morton, new offensive coordinator. Word on the street is that you have a new play caller, and I know you've kind of lent your perspective, your opinion on it, because it is a dominant storyline from the outside.
Sure.
Give us a sense of why you feel like it's maybe not as big a deal as we're making it out to be.
I think I answered this the other day, but there's so many different pieces of an offense that you can do. There's formations, there's shifts, motions, run plays, pass plays, protections, cadences, ways you break the huddle. A lot of the stuff that we're doing now with Johnny is still the same that we were doing previously with Ben, and some of it's different. And I think that's normal. I don't think it's anything abnormal that we're not. There's no overhaul going on. There's no new scheme. We have some new ideas and new plays certainly, and new philosophies, but a lot of the stuff that we're doing is very similar, and hopefully can have similar success.
I'm more interested, though, in the building of a relationship. I know Johnny was here in 2022 helping build this offense that you guys have run so successfully. But how do you get to that place where he knows what you're thinking, you know what he's thinking?
Yeah.
Is it more time off the field? Obviously, there's practice time, meeting time.
Sure.
Take us into that process.
Yeah, it's both. It's on the field, off the field, and I'm lucky I already have a little bit of a head start with him from being with him previously, to the point where we can talk pretty freely to each other about what we like and don't like, and I already kind of see the game in a similar way of philosophy and how we want to attack defenses, and that helps a ton. Where he knows where I'm coming from already, and he was around me for a few years ago, and I was around him. So, but yes, to get on the same page, it takes time. And with Ben previously, it took years. It took till year 2 or 3 where we felt like we were thinking together, and hopefully that happens with Johnny as well as we go, and it takes a lot of time and work.
I mentioned year 10, coming off a career season. I'm curious, when you have that type of success personally, what do you prioritize in the offseason from a skill set standpoint, mentality standpoint, as you head into this year?
Yeah, it's always a little bit of everything. That's always a tough question to answer. Is what do I work on off? You're working on such nerdy quarterback stuff.
Yeah, it's that 1%, right?
Yeah, it is, and it's such nerdy little mechanics that kind of would bore the regular.
You'd be amazed at what nerdy concepts
where I want my shoulder to be, and where I want my chest to be, and my feet and my knees, and where my weight is sitting, and my how I'm moving in the pocket. Some of that stuff is, you're looking at yourself critically from last year and seeing some of your blind spots and flaws and trying to work on them.
I was sitting in a similar situation with Josh Allen a few days ago up in Rochester, New York, and we were talking about where he is from an age perspective. I think you've got a year on him, but physically, mentally, where are you think, in the spectrum of not just you as a player, but you as an athlete and a leader?
Yeah, I think I'm right in the middle of my prime. I think that's what you want. I'm 30 years old playing quarterback, and enjoying these years of being strong and fit and healthy, and being on a really good team, being able to lead these guys. I think about how lucky I am every day of being able to come into a building, and I've got the type of weapons I have around me, the type of O-line I have in front of me, the type of defense we're building right now. Dan as head coach, Johnny is. It's just you try to just be so thankful for it, and know that it's something that I want to take advantage of. And again, being right in the middle of my prime, and being in a good place mentally, physically, and emotionally, and spiritually with my family and my wife and new daughter, all that. It's a lot of fun, and I'm trying to take advantage of it.
Yeah, the powers of dad. Last one for you. I understand, and the more I do this, the more I respect how each year kind of stands alone. But history is there to serve a purpose as well. So what did last year do for you and for the guys that are helping lead this team as you build back up here in 2025?
I don't know if it did anything, though, but kind of drive us positively. Hopefully, we came up short, and we had a lot of good games and won a lot of games, but not being able to finish with the trophy in our hand was disappointing. And I think the leaders on this team and the guys that are returning that are a part of that team last year still feel that. And again, it's a new team, and everything we did last year is gone. It's disappeared. If we come out here and don't put the work in, we'll go out and we won't be very good. But we know it starts over and have to put that work in and have to find a way to be great again. And certainly offensively, we have a standard that we want to uphold of what we did last year, and I know the defense is trying to uphold theirs as well. So there's a lot of work, and I think that's a long-winded answer to just say there's a lot of work to do, and we need to make sure we're holding that standard every day.
Well, we appreciate you taking a break from the work to talk to us. Always good to see you, buddy.
Thank you.